This is Mr. Van Kaplan. Today on Inventor we're going to look at using the decal tool. Okay, this is something pretty new to Inventor. As you can see, I've drawn a cylinder, added some chamfers and multiple extrusions. What this is going to represent is a soda can. So today I'm going to show you how to use the decals. Okay, so we want to right click and hit new sketch after we have created our figure. Here to the right near your constraints you have an image button. The images you're going to use you can find off of Google Images. I would suggest saving them to your Inventor folder. It'd be a lot easier to find. Okay, so we're going to put in that picture of a Coke can. We only need one, so we want to right click and hit OK, and we're going to make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so we want it to fit sort of in that general area. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now we're going to add some constraints. The first thing we want to do, we want to add a horizontal constraint, a vertical constraint here and here, and then a horizontal constraint here and to the midpoint, one here and to the center point as well. Let's try that again. Okay, a horizontal constraint here and the center point, then a vertical constraint to the center point and here, and that looks pretty good. Okay, so we can see, I'm going to zoom in here. This one your mouse helps you out a little bit. Okay, we're going to change the size of that to about there. And now we're ready. We're done with the 2D sketch. Okay, so I'm going to hit the home button. Underneath create, there's a decal button. You want to choose that. The image is obviously going to be the Coke can. The face is going to be here. And once we hit OK, it trims that off. Okay, so now we've got basically the top of the Coke can. Okay. The next thing we want to do, we're going to put the sides on. So you want to show your work planes, and we'll want the XY plane. And we're going to make another plane. Let's just, instead of dragging it out like we did when we loft, if you just click here, it puts that work plane there, and that's what we want. And we want to do a 2D sketch on work plane 1. So let's click that. Let's zoom in a little bit here, and we're going to insert another image that I've saved from Google. And this one is Coke label, I think. Okay, so this is going to be our next image. Let's put it here on the left. Okay. And now we want to do some project geometry. We want to be able to see some of the lines on this cylinder we've drawn. Okay, and you can see they've turned yellow. Okay, the first thing we want to add is a coincident constraint from this corner to here, and then from this corner to here. Okay, stretches the image out a little bit. Right click, finish 2D sketch. And now we're going to use that decal button again. Okay, here's our image, here's our face, and for this one you want to do wrap to face, and it puts that on there. The next thing we want to do, we want to turn off the visibility of that work plane. Okay, and now you can see this looks like a Coca-Cola can. Okay, and we could go and change the colors down here and make them aluminum and things like that, you know, to get really detailed. This is just a basic tutorial on how to use the decal. Let me show you some other things I've done. I've practiced with this a little bit. I actually made a replica of my phone. Instead of being white, I made it orange so it would show up better with this white background, the white screen. doesn't look good. But this is a decal here. Found a picture of the Samsung Galaxy S3 home screen there, and you can see a windmill in the background. Uh, the little pictures for the camera and the text notifications, if you have a Galaxy, it blinks purple when you get a text and things like that. Those are just small circles that I put in. I measured everything with a metric ruler. This is your home button, this is your speaker, this is your lock screen button on this side. Here's where you'd plug it in to charge it. Let's see. On this side you have your volume up and down buttons, and you can see I've done a bright silver color here. On the bottom, let's see, let's rotate it around. On the bottom I've put in the speaker here that plays music, and also where you can plug your headphones in. This is your camera, and then this is the flash for your camera, and I've got the AT&T and the Galaxy S3 decals. So I use several decals and multiple extrusions and fillets to make this. And when we get into some more advanced stuff in Inventor, I'm going to allow you to measure some things and see how well you can come to recreating them. Okay, but that just shows you some of the things you can do with the decal tool. This is a cell phone, and then earlier I made the Coke can. So there's some really cool things you can do in Inventor. This decal tool is something pretty new, and I want you to explore that.